Good evening, subscribers and fans, and welcome to Mattsquatch Presents, brought to you by The Paranormal. Hello, everybody. Today I'd like to talk to you about the Type 3 Bigfoot, also known as a Gugwe, sometimes referred to as a bear man, or even a variety of dog man. I would like to give a big shout out to Duke from World Bigfoot Radio. I listen to his stuff all the time. He is awesome. Thank you very much for coining the term Gugwe and giving us a baseline knowledge of where these things are and how they operate. The good news with these things is they are incredibly rare, but people still do see them. The bad news is they are incredibly aggressive. The natives have nothing nice to say about these things. Now, one of the most interesting features, I believe, is that they, unlike the dogman or the rougarou, which have a backward bending knee like you see on the left or in the upper right with the dog, they have a forward bending knee a lot like a human or similar to a human, built like a conventional Sasquatch. They just primarily a lot like a Type 2 Bigfoot like we discussed earlier, but have more of a protruding snout. Now, pictures of Bigfoot are incredibly rare anyway, but so pictures you can imagine of a Gugwe or Type 3 are incredibly rare. So here's one. It kind of looks almost like a chimpanzee. I know it was filmed in North America here. This is purported to be one. I don't know much about this photo, but I'd say that's a pretty good representation. You can see the protruding snout. Now, the next photo that a lot of people come to mind is the Beast of Seven Shoots. I think this is a pretty good photo. I think this is one of those happenstance photos where you catch it in the background. If you look in the center of the photo, the white thing, reportedly a deer or a dead animal of some kind that it's carrying. Then if you look around its head area, right in the center, you can see that snout we're talking about. You can see the protruding brow ridge. You can see a very tall, conical-like head. Whatever this thing is, it's very large. I know some estimates from this photo said it was over 8 or 9 feet tall. I don't know about that, about the scale of it, but it's definitely something hairy, definitely something you don't want to mess with. One of the most prominent features of these type of Bigfoots, if you will, is their teeth and their claws. These are apparently very carnivorous, very dangerous, a very wicked type of Bigfoot. I guess they're known to be very brutal, but like I said, at least they're very rare. But people are reporting them. They say, hey, it looked like a Bigfoot. It had a normal knee, but it had a snout, and it was running around or it was hunting. So in the more out there wacky conspiracy, some people think maybe they're genetically modified to have that snout, or it's just an adaptation of people of the variety that live in the Midwest. Here's a map. They're reported kind of in the Midwest and in the South, kind of along, if you take Louisiana and kind of draw a line right up through the Great Lakes area, that's where a lot of them are reported, although they get reported other places. This is just kind of a generality, because after all, we don't know for sure where they are. But to me, it looks like the South is really a good bet. The Midwest, kind of those areas. The central United States following the Mississippi and Missouri River. Here's a map of the Mississippi River Basin, of the Missouri River, the Arkansas River, and the Ohio River. I think this is a very good kind of a representation where most of these things are being seen, which would kind of guess that, you know, they like warm climates in the summer, cool in the winter. And that's a pretty big range going up and down all the way up into Montana you see there, but I don't know if they get there. Anyway, since the Type 1s look like a gorilla, the Type 2s look like a chimpanzee, these often get compared to a baboon or a mandrill. Those are the ones with the big protruding snouts and the big teeth that have known to be very aggressive. Now, you know anything about the baboons and mandrills, they chase off lions, they chase off anything. They're known to swarm and mob people. They can be very mean. If you look at those teeth, you can tell that they're open for business. I find it fascinating that every picture I found of them baring their teeth in an aggressive way, they have their eyes rolled back in their head a lot like a shark. Scary. Anyway, so I think this is a pretty good analogy of what these things are out there. Here's another shot of the Beast of Seven Shoots. I think that's about as good as we're going to get right now for a picture. This is about all we know, so thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Keep an eye out there. Please leave comments if you think this is dead on, or you think I'm off, or you have more information, or you have a link to a better photo. Please leave it down below. I would like to discuss with everybody out there. Thanks.